Hey everybody, it's Chris Brown, your real estate professional and marketing entrepreneur. Wanted to talk to you guys in reference to preparing for the inspection. Um, During this part of the contract or the agreement that you may be in, there's three areas I wanted to talk about. One, if the property is what we called pre-loved, or you had an inspection done prior to listing your home. And then two, being the type of contract, are you in an as-is contract? And then three would be your typical residential contract, so a non-as-is contract. So first area, like I said, I wanted to discuss was if the home is pre-loved. It does cost a seller additional money to have it pre-inspected. Typically, it can be, say $400 for an inspection of the property. But basically what you're doing is having the property inspected, looking for anything that may be out of date, any general repairs that may be considered to be hazardous for any potential type of buyer. So by having that done, one, gives you an opportunity as a homeowner to have those repairs done, typically without having a licensed contractor. Now, with you having a licensed contractor, that means it's going to cost you additional money. Some things can be done, or a number of things can be done without a licensed professional. So with that being said, you're looking at a situation where you may have, say like electrical outlets aren't working properly. You can actually buy those electrical outlets at Home Depot if you're a little handy. If you're not handy, then you probably definitely just need to go ahead and go the route of hiring someone professional. But you can have those replaced. Excuse me on that. $5 to $10 for an electrical outlet versus paying an electrician like $80 an hour. So think about it. If you get it done ahead of time, you won't have to worry about the stress. And you already know what's going on with the property. And then you can also present that, and that helps you with your negotiation. So no one's trying to negotiate you down from the current price that you're at. And that typically happens if there's some type of repairs that need to be done to the property. But, and it also depends on what type of repairs. All right. So then number two, I want to talk to you about the as-is contract. If you're doing the as-is contract, during the inspection period, it's very, very key that you pay attention, because with an as-is contract, this will allow the buyer to have the property inspected, and at the buyer's discretion, they're able to pull out of the contract. And it's literally, if they're not feeling well or anything along those lines, they can actually pull out of the contract. So they don't have to provide, I guess, like an inspection report, anything along those lines, but they can just say, hey, we're deciding not to purchase the home, and just come up with any particular reason. Okay. And that allows them to just back out because of that type of contract. Then you have your typical residential contract. Now with that, typically there's a clause in there that allows the seller to have first right of refusal. So during the inspection period, inspection is done, the potential buyer will have to present a list of items that they would like to have, say, repaired. And that's what it would be. And if the seller does not agree to have those repaired, then both parties can remove themselves from the contract. Okay, so that allows them to make those decisions. So it gives the seller the first right of refusal. So those are the differences, a big difference between those. And you can imagine the amount of stress that you're having, because especially on those first two options, if you didn't have the property inspected, you're stressing. And then two, if you're on as-is contract, you're still stressing because you know that buyer can go ahead and pull out a contract. And with that last one there, it gives you first right of refusal. So it takes a little bit of stress, but any inspection period is always that, you're holding, you're just waiting for that moment. But just want to talk to you guys about the differences with the inspection period, some of the things to expect, and perhaps having the property pre-inspected to reduce some of the stress. All right. So, and stress and emotions. You can't forget about the emotions. So, but this is Chris Brown, your real estate professional and marketing entrepreneur, wishing everyone well. Have a good one.